Let's kick things off by reviewing the process that a facilitator owns. Currently, in the facilitation process, we are here. The process starts with planning because creative sessions are only as useful and effective as the preparation that happens before the group is brought together. Usually, a sponsor, as a reminder, this is the person who makes the final decision from the creative session, will bring in a facilitator because the facilitator acts as a third party. They're able to own the experience and remain neutral throughout, allowing the group to bring their uninhibited selves to the session. Sometimes you'll act as both the sponsor and the facilitator, in which case you'll need to plan when you are acting in which role during the process so that your participants know how to communicate with you. For the purposes of this course, let's imagine that you're the senior manager of the marketing team for Torrie's Tacos, and you need to come up with a fresh new campaign strategy to promote the restaurant. As the senior manager, you are both the sponsor and the facilitator of this creative session. You are the sponsor because you own the budget that will inform final decision-making. And you are also the facilitator because you want the team members carrying out the campaign to come up with the ideas. In this video, we'll focus on your role as the sponsor while we establish the goals, logistics, experience, and the invite list for the session using a planning template. Let's start by opening up our template. On your Lucid homepage, select New, From Template, and then search Planning Canvas. It's worth noting here that it may be helpful to save all of your session documents in a team folder. This way, you and any team member with access to the folder can be equal owners of the documents and look back at your boards whenever needed. Now that we've got our template open and saved, let's first focus on outcomes, purpose, and experience. For example, as the senior manager of the marketing team for Torrie's Tacos, you'll want to take the time in the planning portion of the process to answer questions like, what is the purpose of this session? What are the desired outcomes of the session? What does success look like? What problems are you trying to solve? If this session runs wildly successful, what results do we create? Establishing the why will also help participants understand the purpose of the session. They will only be able to contribute as much as they understand, so make sure it's nice and clear. Now, about these participants, let's talk about attendees and decision makers. Okay, we've established a clear why for the session. And now you'll want to determine the who. Who are we going to invite? We want to have a diverse group because differences in experience and perspectives will help participants to generate more creative ideas. That being said, a diverse group includes a few different types of participants. Let's review each type and what you can do to help them throughout the experience. First, implementers. These are participants who are responsible for implementing the solution the decision makers put in place. They have the functional, managerial, political, and cultural power to affect the success of a solution. As the facilitator, help them recognize when they're getting too tactical, too fast. Next, experts. These are the people who have the technical and theoretical knowledge as well as experience related to the problem being solved. As the facilitator, help them recognize when they're shutting down ideas due to their perceived constraints. And newcomers. These are the outside perspectives who aren't shackled by the status quo. Make sure the outsiders are comfortable with asking questions and being the novices on the topic being addressed. As the facilitator, help them recognize when they're overestimating their expertise or disengaging from the experience. If you don't have specific individuals that fill each of these roles, you as the facilitator can make sure to include activities that force participants to think in ways that fit a role that you're missing. For example, if you don't have any newcomers on your team, you can include an activity that invites participants to challenge the status quo. If you have a set of participants you know beforehand you need to include, it's good to take time to understand how each person fits into one of these roles. Reviewing roles, including your own, and communicating clear expectations will encourage participation and prevent confusion. This calls back to principle number 3 of facilitation, enable collaboration. If you are the sponsor and decision maker, you'll want to determine ahead of time how decisions will be made and when you will jump in to make them. This will help you keep yourself in check to not jump in before it's absolutely necessary. Now let's move on to how you're going to make this thing happen. Let's talk logistics. How long is needed to achieve the purpose and outcomes of the session? Will this session be in person, virtual, or hybrid? Should there be snacks? The answer is always yes. In our case, Torrie's Tacos is countrywide, and you've got a team in multiple locations, so you'll be hosting this session as a hybrid meeting. Since we'll have some team members gathered in person and some joining remotely, let's ensure we set a meeting norm to have everyone keep their cameras turned on so that their faces can be seen clearly by those online. Thoroughly planning the logistics of your session will help participants to know what to expect, allowing them to feel more comfortable and generating trust among the group. This sets you up to be able to control the climate, principle number 4 from those principles of facilitation. Now it's your turn to practice using a planning template in Lucidspark to determine the high-level details of your creative session. We'll see you back here soon.